Cooking Up a Storm, sponsored by West Virginia Northern Community College Culinary Arts Program.
We're cooking up a storm, and we're in Italy. No, we're in Wintersville with Giuseppe from Pastaio's.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, Giuseppe.
How are ya?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you
good,
for
sir.
inviting me into your lovely restaurant. This is where in the
very
sort of
welcome.
like the porch area here, the covered porch. Beautiful. Look at that background.
Isn't it? I had nothing to do with that. God had all that to do with that
wow.
art.
It's beautiful. Absolutely
it is.
gorgeous.
I got blessed on that one.
And I understand you're gonna have a vineyard growing down. We're talking about that. I'm just kidding, just kidding. So let's we got a shot of espresso.
Well, we got to start on a good food note. So cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers. What would be a toast in Italian?
Salute. Normally we do shots of either a liqueur or wine, but since it's sort of in the morning, espresso is always good, right?
Exactly. That's
Cheers.
good anytime.
Yeah, it
Little
is.
pick me up.
A little bit of sambuca in there.
Now, do you do a espresso martinis, cocktails? You get into those?
We do them here. My wife actually, she runs the bar program, so we do not only those, but we also do other. I think that we have one that is called the Amalfi Spritz, which is one of clients' favorite. And then again, she's always, her wheels are always turning, just like mine, to create certain different things and themes. Again, she's excellent at what she does.
Now, tell everyone a little about yourself. You came from Italy, right?
I was born and raised in Sicily. Came here at a very young age. Age of 11, so a young boy, and haven't left. But between my tenure here in this country has been California, Pittsburgh, California. But Pittsburgh has always been my home, and the last 10 years I lived there, and then COVID brought me here to this beautiful little town of Wintersville.
And you're expanding. You got the porch. You got a pizza oven down below. You do pizzas in the summertime.
During the summer months, we do wood fire pizzas down in the lower area, and amongst other things that we do here. We're actually growing. We're excited. There's a lot of new things down the pipeline for this year. I don't want to reveal too many things.
No, we don't want to reveal too much, but a lot coming soon.
That's it, exactly.
Coming soon.
Yes.
Now, also coming soon, we're going to be doing a Mother's Day dish right here. Well, Mother's Day's coming up.
It is.
And now you guys are going to have if you don't want to cook like myself, although I like to cook, but when the family's coming over, my wife she doesn't like me making a mess in the kitchen because, and then she's going to be helping. It's Mother's Day. So we like to cater. We get to cater.
You leave all the cooking up to us.
That's right.
You don't stress about nothing. You just give us a call. We'll take care of it all.
1-800-Giuseppe.
That's it.
So you guys are going to have a takeout menu for Mother's Day, right?
Well, it's not necessarily a takeout menu.
Okay.
It's an all-inclusive menu, meaning that it's a package deal, so you can go ahead and order from that package. It normally will feed in between 6 to 12 guests. And again, everything is prepared. The only thing you got to do is just turn your oven, preheat them, and boom, in an even less than 10-15 minutes, you have dinner on the table.
Now, people want more information on that. Where can they get information?
You can follow us on Facebook.
Okay.
Or obviously you can give us a call here at the restaurant, or you can always look at our website at thepasta.io. It's very easy. thepasta.io.
Okay, you got the trademark. So what are you gonna make? And now this is real authentic, Italian. I mean, you got a name for your pasta maker over
that's
here?
right. This is Stella.
Stella.
I named Stella.
Stella has a husband inside.
It does Alfredo. Yes,
Yeah, Alfredo.
Nice and strong. Yeah. Stella produces about 20 to 30 pounds of pasta for us a day, and Alfredo does a little bit more than that. He's a bigger boy. Different dyes for different noodles. Obviously, today we're gonna demonstrate some garganelli. That's what these are called.
Garganelli.
Yes, so this is a style of noodle that we're making here today. But obviously, we do linguine, fettuccinis, we do rigatoni. There's definitely a reason for the extruded purpose. Okay. And what makes the noodle not necessarily much better, but it kicks it up a notch. Okay. Everybody makes. I shouldn't say everybody, but for those who do make homemade pasta at home, I mean, obviously there is a love and a process there, and it's a lot of work. Let's be honest, it's a lot of work. But you do not get the same strain of pasta or noodle in this case, that you get out of an extruded process. An extruded process, it is something that is pressed through, and then we use copper dies, and the copper dies gives you this unfinished product. It's not smooth, it's unfinished. And those little unfinished edges, grooves that you want to call it, when you actually toss it with your sauce clinches into that. So every time you take a bite of a noodle, you're taking a bite of the sauce as well. So it's complementing. That doesn't, washes away the sauce.
You don't have your sauce sitting on your plate. It's in the grooves.
Correct. And another thing is that we actually toss our pasta with our noodles. We don't top it.
Okay.
That's the only another thing difference. With the old school. When I say old school, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but back in the heydays, they used to just put the marinara or whatever the case on top of a pasta noodle. But it's not necessarily coating the pasta. It's not marrying them together. So we tossed everything together. So the pasta and the sauce, they're actually dating and then eventually going into married and then eventually saying, here we have, voila.
And then when you eat, it's like the honeymoon.
That's it. That's it. Exactly. So you get the you get the good.
Here we go. Yes. So we're gonna make a vodka pasta here, right?
So I'm gonna demonstrate you how we make our vodka sauce. Okay. Obviously, the vodka sauce can be paired with just about any type of noodle. Today we're demonstrating the Garganelli. Obviously, you can do it with a lobster ravioli or crab ravioli, any long noodles if you choose. But once again, the vodka sauce has been one of our popular feature dishes that we have in our menu.
Okay, so let's see how this is done. We start with the sauce. What do we have? Some onions.
Let's start with the sauce. I got some onions here. Okay. I got some butter. So we're gonna sweat off the onions, or should we say caramelize the onions a little bit.
We want to get them like translucent, clear.
Yes, you cook, huh?
I do cook a little bit, yeah.
Sounds like it, yeah. Not a lot of people know what that meaning of translucent means.
I just watch Emerald a lot,
you have to have some fat here, so butter has to come into play, okay?
You also have some oil and butter, right?
I got both, extra virgin olive oil and butter. That
helps a little bit so it doesn't burn.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. That's correct. The butter doesn't burn. The oil helps the butter don't burn. So, but while that gets warmed up, let me introduce you to Stella over here.
Okay, Stella.
So, Stella.
Sorry, I had to do that. So when you make a different noodle, you just change out the nozzle head?
That's correct. You change the dye, and you can make a different noodle. I don't necessarily have to change the batch at all. The only thing I got to change is the dye.
Okay.
So, all right.
I love how the buttons are red, white, and green.
The Italian flag, right? Here she goes. So it's coming out. Normally, I will have already a cutter here, so automatically will cut. But for this particular purpose, we're just going to cut them by hands here. So as you can see, the extruded process, it pushes that mixture over, and again, you can cut them as short, as long as you would like to. And you can make a different cut of noodle if you like. Again, using your imagination here. Okay.
And again, if you didn't have this back in the old days, you'd have to roll this over these.
Yes.
That would be painstakingly long.
But that's a simple process. Again, we do this all day long with other different noodles. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So I got the onions translucent here. All right. I'm gonna add a little bit of Italian parsley. See, the parsley is talking to me.
Now you also have you're here at the restaurant. If you've never been here, you have a table where you'll cook individually, right? What do you guys call that?
Yes, that's our chef's table.
Chef's table.
Yes, chef's table. Let me make some fire in this kitchen.
You gonna make some fire?
Oh, baby.
Whoa!
If we don't kick it up a few notches, we're not cooking.
I just lost my eyebrows right there.
So yes, we do have a chef's table here. And our chef's table consists of a 5-course meal. It's a chef-driven menu. We take into consideration any type of allergies, likes and dislikes. And then obviously I create a menu based on those.
And you probably put on a show while you do it too, right? It's like dinner.
Occasionally, yeah. I mean, I don't dance on the table for you, but yes, I'll do that for you.
Depends how much you tip. You tip them enough, you maybe dance on the table.
You never know. You never know.
Especially if you tip them in vodka.
You know, they
or
say,
espresso.
yeah, exactly. You know, they say that, you know, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah.
Whatever happens in the chef room stays in the chef room.
Exactly. But I guess you need to make reservations ahead of time for that, right?
You do, and the way that works is you call in, you request the date that you would like to have the chef's table, and as long that date is open, it's yours.
Okay.
So as long as we're open for business from Tuesday to Sunday, the chef's table is available.
How many course meal is that?
5.
5 courses.
5 courses,
Wow.
from appetizers.
So come hungry.
And I always tell my first time or even my return customers, bring your appetite.
Yeah.
We do not skimp. Our chef's tables all courses are not, they're not really a bite size. In some cases, some people say, well, they're full meals.
Yeah.
So bring your appetite. Bring your appetite. There will be a lot of food there.
Now you didn't let the vodka like burn off a whole lot.
I did.
I saw the flame, obviously.
And then I let it reduce down a little bit.
Okay.
But the moment that the flame went off, then I basically added my next ingredient.
Okay.
There is, you have to be a connoisseur to be really taste the vodka.
Yeah.
The vodka is there. Yes, it gives you an underlying flavor, but you have to really, really pick it up.
Yeah. You're not going to get drunk off of it.
No, not at all, because you're rendering all the alcohol.
Yeah.
So I did add some marinara here. This is marinara we make in-house, okay? And that is what makes the vodka sauce. It's not the vodka. It's the actual,
the marinara.
The mother sauce. We call it mother sauce because always is a building block of all other sauces. Okay. And this is one of them, okay? I also laced it with a little bit of cream. Obviously, none of my ingredients do come seasoned, so you gotta season it.
That's right.
And this is where we call you gotta give love.
I don't know where you buy your chicken, but mine doesn't come seasoned.
That's correct. That's correct. So you gotta put a little bit of salt. I gotta be careful how much salt content I put in there because obviously my butter is salted. Okay, let's stir that in.
Now, do you add salt to your water for your noodles?
I do. I haven't done that such yet, but we will here shortly before we put the noodles in there.
And this would be just simple vodka sauce. You would want to add maybe a little bit of shrimp or anything you could add to it, right?
You can add any protein. You can add any proteins in here. Yeah. Shrimp. You can add beef if you wanted to. Chicken.
Yeah.
You can add vegetables. You know, if you want to put peas, asparagus. Again, you can use your imagination. So our vodka sauce is done.
Okay.
All right. So we got that homemade
then we got our noodles.
Garganelli that we have here. So another thing about homemade pasta, it doesn't take long to cook. You know, like the dry pasta that you get in the bag is 7-10 minutes. Yeah. This does not. You drop it in the boiling water, and in less than a minute, it's already cooked.
Is it when it starts floating to the top? Is that when you know it's ready? Or?
That is that only applies when you're working with ravioli, something that is filled.
Okay.
This one here does not gonna float.
See, I'm half Polish, so I deal with a lot of. I deal with a lot of pierogies, so I gotta wait for them to float to the top.
Okay, so pierogies are a form of ravioli.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, and we actually mess with that a little bit. I do a version of mine. Pierogies, which we do our raviolis that is stuffed with mayo onions, sweet mayo onions, cannellini beans, which are being smoked, and potatoes.
Wow.
And potatoes.
That sounds delicious.
It is excellent.
Where are you smoking your beans at?
Huh?
Where are you smoking your beans?
We have a little smoker.
You got a little smoker, and you smoke beans in the smoke. I've never heard of anybody smoking beans.
Well, everybody's doing it. Everybody's smoking something. Yeah, you smoke the cannellini beans just to get a little bit of the smokiness flavor of it, and then we puree it. Put the sweat mayo onions, and then the mashed potatoes all in the mix, and you stuff your raviolis with that.
Nice.
Excellent.
You come up with the menus like on a weekly basis then? Is that what you
I come up with.
I know it's daily. It changes,
I come up with a menu in my sleep.
You do. Honestly, you probably do. You probably laying down to sleep. Because I know, that's how I start thinking. I'm like, okay, what am I going to make tonight? You're probably like dreaming about food.
Well, I don't know if I dream about food, but I think about other things at night. But yes, I do sit there and I contemplate, what can I do with this? What can I do? What can I make different with that? And it's sometimes a trial and error, but I like to experiment. I like to experiment.
Yeah.
And I like to experiment with my things that I have learned in my culinary journey and things that I enjoy. And you know, every chef has their own favorite spice that they like to work with or favorite protein they like to work with and things like that. I like to work with pasta. I like to work with pasta. My previous venture, not here, but in California, was called raviolis. So now today we have Pastaio. 20-some years ago, we had raviolis. Why raviolis? Because raviolis is a vessel and it can be filled with just about anything your heart desires. And back then, we used to stuff raviolis with caviar. We used to stuff ravioli with salmon.
Look at that flip technique. That's some great flip technique.
But yeah, again, I mean, working with pasta is great. And pasta doesn't, who does not love pasta?
Oh, I know. Look,
Who
kids
doesn't love pasta? Everybody loves pasta.
Even the pickiest eater.
Exactly.
Now, would you put any cheese on here at all? Or
You
could
can,
if you wanted to.
if you wanted to. You don't necessarily
need
have
cheese.
to. But you know what we're missing though here, though, bro, my friend?
What's that?
Fork.
Fork. Well, you know, we could eat with our hands.
We can eat it with our hands, right? Right.
Your lovely wife is coming.
That's it. She's gonna save us. She's gonna save us because her hands are not going to.
Well, these are long enough. You could just like pick them up like like a worm and eat them like a bird would, you know?
Thank you. There you go. See?
With basil too.
Improv.
So you're gonna put some basil on there to.
You know, we make people make fun of us. Well, a lot of
for some presentation.
Yes, put some
Look at
basil
that.
on top.
Too pretty
you know
to
what I
eat.
mean? They make fun of us because we use a lot of basil here. And believe it or not, we do use a lot of basil. We go to about 25 to 30 pounds of basil a week.
Do you make a limoncello here?
We do make a limoncello here. Would you like some?
Oh, no. It's a little early in the day for limoncello. I just wondered if you make
It's
a
never too
limoncello.
early. You know, I have good friends. Who doesn't have good friends? I hope at least we have one good friend in the family. But I do have a good friend that actually makes for me, and don't tell nobody.
Okay.
Keep it zit to zit.
Yeah.
Make some beautiful chocolate-cello.
Chocolate-cello.
Oh, if you love limoncello and you love chocolate,
Was it a
you should take some home. Your wife will fall in love with you again. So cheers, my friend.
Cheers. Salute.
Cheers. Oh.
I'm not blowing smoke, but this is probably the best penne alla vodka. Or not, it's penne. It's not penne. It's I got my wrong
Garganelli.
noodles. I'm so used to saying penne
That's
alla
okay.
vodka.
That's all right. Garganelli.
Garganelli. I mean, the noodle.
You know what's missing here that I should have done? No, shame on me.
We got the forks. We're good.
Yeah, you're right. You're the first. You know, we should have added some
What's that?
guanciale in here.
What?
Pancetta.
Oh, pancetta?
Yeah.
You could add pancetta.
That's right. See, if we put a pancetta in there, it probably
Yeah.
would have kicked it up on another level.
Another level.
Another
All about the
level.
layers of flavor.
Yeah, that's it.
Building those layers.
Is it?
Giuseppe, you did a fantastic job. This is fantastic.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Thank
my
you for having
You're
us here
welcome.
and
You're
your
welcome.
hospitality. And you want to check out their mothers to come on out for Mother's Day.
Please.
If you can't come here in person, you're doing the takeout. Right?
You obviously you call in, place your orders, and we'll have them ready for you to pick up. And there will be time slots for people to pick up those orders. If obviously you're planning to stay at home with your family, if you're coming out to celebrate your mother, please, I highly recommend reservations. The reservations we highly recommend. They're not needed, but they're highly recommended.
Especially on Mother's Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you know what? We're very blessed. I think for us, the reservations, they're always a must.
Always. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Mother's Day is like when everyone wants to come out.
Everybody wants to come out.
Yeah.
But this year, because we're so close to Franciscan University, it's graduation week as well. So you mingle the two together. It's going to be a chaotic
big
week.
Crowd.
Yeah. So
You don't want mom cooking for Mother's Day, that's for sure.
You do not.
And I don't know.
She cooks all year long.
Exactly.
So
let Giuseppe cook for mom, and you're going to give mom a lot of love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I hope to see everybody here soon. If soon, today, tomorrow, yesterday, here in the near future. See everybody.
You said it best. See you at Pastaio's. Until next time, we're cooking up a storm.
I was the first in my family to go to college.
I was looking to switch careers.
I wanted the highest quality, but most affordable option for a degree.
No matter where you are in life,
West Virginia Northern Community College can make your dream of a college degree a reality, with over half of our students being first-generation college students and free tuition for many programs. Northern is the right choice for you.
I can go to college. West Virginia Northern Community College. You belong here.
Buongiorno and welcome to Pastaio, the best Italian restaurant in the tri-state Ohio Valley. Don't take my word for it, come and try for yourself. Here at Pastaio, we offer extruded pasta, daily features, we offer a full bar, and we also offer an exquisite 5-course chef's table. If you're looking for a caterer, we're the caterer for you. Not only on-site, on premises, but also off-site. Once again, you want to experience the Italian way? Give us a call here at Pastaio.
Cooking Up a Storm, sponsored by West Virginia Northern Community College Culinary Arts Program.